EPDM, RPP, RPE, HDPE, ABCDEFGHIJ, all these confusion things of pond liners. Are you confused? I'm confused, or I was confused until I did a bunch of research, chose what I wanted, and I want to deliver that info to you, so watch this video. Welcome to the Natural Swimming Pond of United Ranch. So there are so many different types of pond liners out there, literally like HDPE, RPE, RPP, EPDM. I think the ones that really stuck out are really, I would say two main ones are RPE, reinforced polyethylene, and EPDM. So EPDM, I would recommend, in my research, what I've worked with so far, EPDM is if you're gonna do a smaller size pond. It's really formable. If you got a lot of shelves and your digging was a lot of different designs. EPDM, it's like that rubber that you could just really easily form. RPE has its benefits, but it's not as easy to form. I have chose 45 mil RPE. That is, I got mine from BTL Liners. That is like the thickest mil. That's double thick polyethylene liner. So it's really heavy duty, and yet me and just one other buddy, we unraveled this. It came on a pallet, we unraveled it. So two guys was able to do a 70, I think 9-foot by 28-foot pond liner by ourselves. So it is workable. It's just if it was smaller, it's not as formable as EPDM. RPE has so many different values though. It's 2 to 3 times stronger than EPDM. The puncture rate is crazy. I got a 45 mil. It's 1 inch squared, pressure resistant of 1,250 pounds or 1,300 pounds. It's something crazy. It is excellent for UV protection. This from BTL Liners, it was exposed. So like this pond liner that is exposed right now, I'm trying to fill this in with Creeping Jenny so it won't be exposed. But if I left that exposed, it has a 20-year warranty, okay? And if it is underwater or covered, it has a 25-year warranty. So great UV protection with RPEs, what I have, and the puncture resistant, the strength. It's a third of the weight as EPDM, so it's a lot lighter. So a lot of things to look at. There's different mils, there's different thicknesses of what you're looking to apply. I chose the heaviest duty one, the 45 mil, but there's 24 mil, 30 mil, all these different things, different UV ratings and all that stuff that you could look up for your specific application. And measuring is so key, right? You want one liner for the bog filter, waterfall, and the main pond, one liner. So you want to measure it correct, okay? This is huge. So you don't measure it from like here and then straight your tape measure to there. No, it's got to go with all the grooves of your underlayment. Form it all the way up. Don't cut corners, don't go straight. If it's formed, then form the tape measure or the tape. You could also do a string and form that and then measure out the string afterwards. There's many different ways to measuring, but you want to measure correctly. So you measure the length of the whole thing with all the forms, the width, the whole thing with all the forms, and then add at least a couple feet. Why? Because each angle, each perimeter, you're gonna want to put that in the trench. Put it in the trench. For example, if this is a 26-foot wide pond, I would want to have a liner that's 28 feet wide. If this is with the bog and everything, 76 feet, I want to do at least 78 feet. After you unravel it, it came in a pallet, my buddy and I, we had it here, we unraveled it, and then remember, you have the underlayment, the carpet already, you have the trenches all dug, because the last video we talked about the underlayment and the digging. So you put that liner in there and just curl it under there, and my pond is not just a square box. So there's gonna be, like this is gonna be probably max of the liner after you put it in the trench, but over here, where it gets in more, then I'm gonna have probably more extra liner. So after it's encaved in that trench, I just cut that off. And then I fill in that liner with the underlayment carpet in that trench, compact it, and just compact it with your compactor, and then you're done. But save those pieces. A lot of those extra pieces I use for double protection on these huge rocks for my waterfall. I didn't need to do that, but just for some peace of mind, that's what I used. I used different things for my boat dock ramp. I have an extra piece of liner that I had just for extra protection. So you don't need to worry about getting extra. You just don't want to get too little of what you need and having to piece together like a foot. That would be horrible, right? That would be absolutely horrible. So choose your liner and measure it correctly. Get the liner specific for your needs. Another thing I want to mention is go to the lowest spot that you have. If you don't have a lowest spot, if you did everything right, you leveled everything, the whole perimeter line is level, then pick where you want your overflow pipe to be. So my overflow pipe is right here. What I actually ended up doing is I leveled the perimeter of the pond as best as I could to make this level and flush. And then I put the pond liner in and let the rains and my hose just fill up this pond. And as it was filling, I noticed where it was lower and higher, or where I could see more visible pond liner and where there's not. So I noticed this was the lowest point right here. This was the lowest point. And if there other spots were similar low, I chose this the lowest point. Why? Because I'm gonna have the overflow pipe shoot it out here towards the land over here, not towards my house, not towards the gazebo. This is where I want my overflow. I have like a 4-inch pipe right here for my overflow pipe. And you're just going to, with that trench where the pipe is gonna be, just kind of hammer it down, make it encaved a little bit, okay? Make it encaved to fit that pipe over the liner. And then I just seal the bottom with like a constructive adhesive that's like water, waterproof and all that stuff. And to make sure that that water doesn't go underneath the pipe, in between the liner and the pipe. So that's sealed up. You definitely want to overflow pipe. You don't want this just going off the sides wherever it goes. You want to direct that, just like your house in the gutters, you want to direct that overflow water to where you want it. So my overflow pipe goes here. I built this bridge over it, and then I have it underground, pumping out right here, down this hole. So join me in my next video as I talk about how I created the waterfall that's below the bog filter, gushing down into the pond. So United Ranch out.